justice has been done. He was convicted of the most serious charge of aggravated rape, although he wasn't convicted of all aggravated rape, since basically he's not eligible for consecutive sentencing, so the one aggravated rape is basically the maximum sentence, so the others are all 8 to 12 years basically. So we're satisfied with the verdict.
This time around, still very contentious between the defense and prosecution, and the judge even appeared to get irritated at times. What was it like this week in there, the courtroom? A lot of tension.
Well, there usually is in these kind of cases. You know, there was in this particular case, and that's not unusual. But,
the victim, of course, had finals and came when she completed those, but didn't stay following that. Any thoughts from her on this? Has she been made aware?
She's still here, yes.
Jane, I know you read a statement last night from the victim, and probably spent some time the last couple of days, or last day or so, many times before that. Is there anything you can say right now about what she may have said to you?
No, I mean, I haven't had a chance to speak with her since the verdict. I mean, because it just came out, but I don't have anything to say at this time. If she has anything to say, I'm always happy to speak for her.
Are you all surprised at all? And last year we had guilties across the board and a lot of lesser included this time around.
Yes, we were. We thought, based on the evidence, that we had several counts of aggravated rape, or we wouldn't have charged that. Obviously, the jury was having trouble with the issue of penetration, I assume, by reducing it to aggravated sexual battery. As I said, the one aggravated rape conviction allows for 15 to 25 years, which basically would have been the maximum he could get anyway, because he's not eligible under our law for consecutive sentences.
Jen, I know you don't have a statement from the victim this time, but there's been a lot of talk about how much she has been through, and last week you talked about how you were worried, about other victims out there. Would you want to just speak again, maybe after her having the courage to come forward again today, just to maybe anyone else out there going through a similar situation, or what they should take away from this?
I mean, I think the takeaway is that, our office and other prosecutors are here to fight for rape victims and continue to fight kind of through whatever. We went through a very lengthy first trial, and we were here doing as much work and all the work that we did last time, and I think that rape victims really need to know that there are prosecutors out there that will do whatever it takes to fight for them and to get justice for them.
Still, unfortunately, what are you all's hopes and plans for Vandenburg in a couple months here, a few months?
Well, we plan to try.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
When he was letting the people know in the court, he felt forced. When he was severed, he felt forced to move forward. He has just felt forced the entire time through. He's not been given the amount of time it would take to actually prepare a defense for this. I came on the case 3 weeks ago, and when it got severed, so when we actually started, knowing we had to go to trial and having to build a defense, and were not granted our continuances that we constantly asked for. Obviously, we don't feel like it's fair. We don't feel like it's just, but it happened, and hopefully he can get some relief on appeal.
Did you speak to Cory after the verdict, and kind of what was his demeanor? He seemed to be getting increasingly emotional, as this thing wound to the end.
Well, yes, it's a lie. His life is on the line, and when you feel like you're being forced to just move forward, then obviously you're gonna get emotional about it. You're gonna, if you feel bullied on every end, then you're gonna obviously feel as if, hey, where is justice here? This is my life. I'm the one looking at this time. I've just been severed. Why can't I have the time? Why are you forcing me to go forward? And so he just had a lot of things that came to the forefront, and it just kind of wrapped up today.
were his words to you and/or your words to him after the verdict?
Well, my words to him is to stay strong. You know, ultimately God has the final say in this. He is a firm believer in God. His faith is strong, and he had a mistrial the first time, you know, and this time we definitely believe we have a lot of things that have been preserved for appeal, and so we're hoping that he'll get relief there.
How did you feel? It was very contentious in there between the prosecution and defense attorneys.
Well, that's just the adversarial nature of being in court. So.
Been on your feet a long time.
I have. I've been on my feet a long time. I'm tired, and, you know, I thank you guys for being here. And, you know, hey, I'll be open to answer some questions. Maybe tomorrow after I get some sleep. We've been working every day tirelessly after we've left court. Every single day. We don't get home till late. And so now we're just going to start working on getting Cory's appeal ready.
Are you making any sense about the lesser included as opposed to guilt across the board as we saw 3 months last year?
Well, again, he still has an ag rate, so, you know, that has a mandatory sentence on it. And we do feel had we been given adequate time, maybe he would not have had that one.
Can you tell me anything about the strategy to compare him with the victim in this case during the court arguments? Why did you do that?
Well, they both had blackouts. They both had multiple similarities, as if you watch closing, they had multiple similarities. And if we can agree that she blacked out and that she drank too many drinks and that she was able to walk and talk and not remember, then how can we not agree that he was able to do the same thing when he's never stated anything to the contrary? I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Thank you all.
We appreciate it.
You know, I originally had some concerns about charging a jury at this late at night. And because I think in general they want to try to get it finished. And they probably started very early this morning, and it meant for a long day. And you certainly never want to see a jury try to rush through anything. You know, my first glance is that they spent more time and gave more consideration than the prior jury. I think that I do think they were deliberate. I think they wanted to be fair. Obviously, I have somewhat of a different opinion in at least one of the counts, and I would even say several. Mr. Batey is very somber right now, and it's just, I think at this point the travesty of all of it is even more clear than it has been. And I think once the trial starts, that becomes more clear to everybody, because you see everybody that's involved. And I've said it before, there are no winners here. There's only losers and survivors. And Mr. Batey certainly has cause to wake up every morning and appreciate life and appreciate his family and appreciate what God's given him. It's just going to be framed differently every day, because he won't be looking through a glass window outside. He'll be looking through, unfortunately, bars if he does have a window. I have said it before, and I hate, the young lady that went through this. It is so unfortunate for her. She was certainly, entrusted someone to help her and take care of her, and that didn't happen. I think of whenever I
prep for this trial and I read and I continue to see how the planets and stars lined up in an awful way. If, the restaurant was only 5 minutes longer, 5 minutes shorter. I was thinking about yesterday when Miss Royster's roommates wouldn't leave Mr. Batey's door. If they had only not showed and insisted that their roommate returned, perhaps Mr. Batey would have stayed in his room all night, would have never crossed paths with Brandon Vandenburg except on the practice field. I think all of those things are hard to digest and hard to reconcile in his mind. But it's just a tremendous loss for everybody involved.
Ward, you talked about the periphery. Everyone on the outside is involved, not directly in court. This changed and is changing now a lot of lives. We look at Cory out here with his 15-month-old son. The ripple effect of this whole thing is insurmountable.
Well, I think it is, and I hope it is, and I know that's what Cory would like. He genuinely wants kids out there, high school, college, wherever you are, to see this and to see his loss and understand his loss and pain, and his prayers that no one ever has to go through with this. It's hard to understand why we're put on earth to endure this, and I'm sure the young lady in this case has thought the same thing, but the ripple effect of this, I hope there's a ripple effect. I hope people learn from this. I have a 21-year-old son, and I pray to God he thinks about Cory Batey every night he goes out. I do.
What's going to have a different kind of style, really? Do you all plan to work together for Mr. Batey through the appeals process that you mentioned you all did before?
I think so. I think we will. The sentencing will be sometime. We'll, I'm sure, take a few days off, and it's been a long week for us and intense, traveling to Chattanooga, changing strategy, being severed. It's been a total whirlwind, and it's been hard on us. It's been hard on our families, but we do the job that we have to do to try to protect our client. I think we will work together to keep to represent Cory. I know we love and care about Cory, but if finding someone else to do the appeal is the best thing for Cory, then that's what I'm going to do.
How did you feel about him saying at the last minute that he wanted to not have you represent him, or was that a group decision?
No, I think just the pinnacle of all of it, the reality of it coming to a head, and the immediacy of the trial, and the possible loss of life and liberty, and not seeing his family, and I didn't take it personally. I know I love Cory, and I know Cory loves me, and I know he appreciates what we've done. And I think that's just the reality of being 22 years old, being confronted with more than real life issues, and having no mechanism to understand that. And I know I'm okay with what he did. I'm okay. Back on May 20th. We will see you all here. All right. Thank you all.